I know I am in the mirror. That's because... Layla, is that you? That's because I'm going to be showing you guys other things. Don't know why it went blurry. But, hi! I'm doing a palette collection declutter video. Mostly collection because I'm not going to be decluttering very much at all, so be prepared for that. And this is going to be mostly eyeshadow palettes, but there are some face palettes. So I'm starting over here because I wanted to say hi, and because in my everyday stuff I have a few over here. So, bathroom's a mess, excuse me. Just got back from Thanksgiving trip, and everything's a mess. So, this is one I haven't tested yet. This is the Urban Decay Afterglow Highlighter Palette. And then in my everyday right now, what I've been playing with and using is the Essence Spice Up Your Life palette. And I am really enjoying this. And let's see. I have the Covergirl True Blend Serving Sculpt palette. This is in Bloom Babe for fair or light skin tones. I'm really liking this. I'm trying to get into blush. Like, blush is never going to be something I'm really into, but I'm trying to be more comfortable with it. And this one looks scary, but it's not that bad, actually. And then I'm also using the L'Oreal True Match Lumi Glow Nude Highlighter Palette in Sunkissed. These are really nice. I've already done a video on the other one. I think I did a video on that Covergirl palette, too. So go check those out, and I'll be doing a video on this soon. So, down here I have some palettes that this is a very small bathroom, so bear with me, that I have yet to test. Maybelline Soda Pop, Too Faced Chocolate Shop. I am horrendously behind my testing. I have the original Naked, I've got Too Faced Bonbons, I've got the Jaclyn Hill one under here, I've got a Hard Candy one, and then this Batgirl one. And then I've got a couple of highlighter palettes, e.l.f. one, and Flower Beauty Galactic Glow. I've also got a whole drawer that I'm not digging into of stuff I need to test. Yeah, I know, I shop too much, I don't want to hear it. But there's a whole ton of stuff in there that I need to test out. I'm not going through this whole drawer. It's organized, it fits, it closes. That's the end of that. Yeah, there's nothing really in here. There's these two highlighters, but I don't think those would count as palettes. So, that's all of the miscellany. My palettes live in these drawers here. I got these at Target. They're very useful for palettes. I love them. And I've got little labels for how I organize them. So I'll go over that real quick. These come in sets of 3 drawers. So like this is what you would buy at Target. So this top one is all food themed stuff, which I enjoy collecting. I use it as well, but it's something I enjoy collecting. So I have peach palettes, other food themes, and then chocolate palettes up here. A lot of this is in anticipation of things I want to buy that I haven't bought yet, which is why the drawers don't have as much in them as they could. The second set is, I have it divided into colorful, metallic, and neutral. That may be that it's a colorful palette, a metallic palette, or a neutral palette, or it may be I grabbed for this palette 4 metallics, so it lives in here even though the whole palette isn't metallic. That type of thing. The last set of 3, this is basically everything else. The other drawer. This drawer is face palettes with different products. So, blush, bronze, highlight, some combination thereof. And this bottom drawer is palettes, face palettes that are just highlight. There's no blush, no bronzer, these are all highlighters. Or at least that's how I use them. So some things might get reorganized, but unlikely. Okay, so I'm going to start in this first drawer, the chocolate drawer, which looks like this. I have, these are all Too Faced, I think. Too Faced chocolate, white chocolate chip palette, semi-sweet chocolate bar, looking at this weird angle through a camera is making me dizzy. The original chocolate bar, the matte chocolate chip palette. I know I have a video up on Semi-Sweet. I'm not sure about the others. And I know I have a video up on this one, which is the white chocolate bar. And then this one came in a 500-point perk. It's like a sampler for the chocolate bar. And it's also got the Chocolate Soleil bronzer. So that's something cute and unique. Eventually, if my shopping pans out the way I intended to, that'll also be filled with Makeup Revolution palettes, because they have tons of those. I just haven't got a chance to buy any yet. So this is the Everything Else food theme drawer. These are the highest, so it's also hard for me to get a good angle. I have the Dose of Colors Eyes Cream palette. If you guys want to see any videos on any of these, let me know. These three came from a Too Faced holiday set. The gingerbread cookie, the eggnog latte, and then underneath is the peppermint mocha. Then there's the Merry Macarons from Too Faced for another Christmas. And then their peanut butter and honey. So I was going to open all these up, but I don't want to like risk digging my thumbnail into some of them. Hello! This is just a little Maybelline quad, but I completely bought it because it's called Chai Latte, so it lives in this drawer. These are actually, especially this shade here, is actually really pretty. This is the Too Faced I Want Candy palette, and I'll pull this down. It's done up like a candy box and everything. It's really cute, and it's got some really pretty shades. This Sweet Toffee shade is just gorgeous. It's probably one of my favorite eyeshadow shades, period, not just in that palette. Then we have Too Faced Sugar Pop. I'm a little bit, well, most people my age would say salty, but it's not a term I normally use, but I'm a little bit salty about this one because I finally got it off their website. I hate Too Faced website. And it came and Malted Milk Ball was busted. And I messaged them, and they divided up how much the cost of each shadow would be and gave me a portion back, which was like $1 maybe. And then, because they couldn't replace it, because they were completely out of stock and there was no more available, 2 weeks later they restocked. This is a discontinued palette. There's no more available. Where did those come from? Thanks, Too Faced. You're a bunch of donkeys. I don't like buying from their site, and I don't do it unless absolutely necessary. But it is a really pretty palette. And then this one is the Too Faced Peanut Butter and Jelly palette. There's that. So that's that drawer for the time being. And then right now there's only one palette in the peach drawer, which is the Too Faced Sweet Peach palette. Now things don't get moved into these drawers until I've fully tested them and that sort of thing. So I've got some shopping to do to fill this one up, and also I haven't tested some things, so I do have some more put in there that I just haven't tested. Okay, so the second set of drawers, this is the colorful drawer. I don't think I thought through filming this on my own without help. So let's see what we can manage here. Don't die. Okay, so we'll start. I have this little Wet n Wild one that is the Art in the Streets. This is one of the newer Wet n Wild ones. I don't speak Spanish. And I know this isn't proper Spanish, I don't think, but anyway. Hasta la Costa, baby. This is from one of their spring collection, I think. Yeah. We've got Maybelline's the Graffiti Nudes. If you can see them, I'm probably not going to open them. This is Revlon Color Charge. Tati reviewed this and said she didn't really like it, but I wanted it, so I went ahead and got it anyway. And I really liked it, so maybe we just have different tastes and opinions and stuff, but I really like this one, so. This one is a e.l.f. Snow and Ice Glow Eyeshadow Palette, and it's obviously a Frozen thing. I got this when I first started building up my collection just for the sake of getting things, but I actually really enjoy this one. So that's, yeah, I will go ahead and keep that. I forgot I was decluttering too, so I have to think for a minute. This is Wet n Wild Will You Marina Me? I really like collecting their little trios, quads, whatnot that come with their seasonal collections. So I've got a lot of those. And I probably won't be getting rid of any of those, even though some of them I'm not the hugest fan of. Here's another one that's the New Romantics. This is Noni Cream Color Prevails palette in Marvelous Mattes. You could get these at Walgreens, and I don't know if they have them anymore. I don't know exactly what's going on, but these shadows, I've got a couple others in other drawers, but they're just so soft and buttery. They're wonderful shadows, and nobody talks about them. So I've got a video or videos on some of the palettes, but I don't remember which ones all. Here's another Wet n Wild trio to Indio I Go Go. Okay, so then I have the ABH Subculture palette. Everybody knows about this one. I actually really like this, and I'm pretty sure I did a video on it. So this one I went ahead and put in the colorful drawer because there's a lot of specific colors that I really like in here. Even though they're not bright, they're like colors that I would pick for it. But I do also love the metallics in here. This was my first ABH palette, and it got me addicted to her metallics. So, yeah. Then I have the Makeup Forever 9 Artist Shadow Palette, and this is in Volume 3. These are nice. I am keeping this one, but it's not one I use the most, but I do really like the shades in here that I like to use. Then, I believe this is thoroughly discontinued now, the Urban Decay Electric Palette. This is technically a pigment palette, not an eyeshadow palette. Oh, and sorry for the state of my nails. It's not my fault, for once. But these are gorgeous. I mean, and they are pigments, so they are very pigmented. And then I have Kat Von D's Pastel Goth. I really like this one. It definitely is pastel, but it's really pretty. Okay, then the ones I pulled to the side, I have Urban Decay's Full Spectrum. So many people got this and then decluttered it because they weren't using it. I actually use this a fair amount. This is one of my go-tos for colorful. And it's really pretty, and you can go down any of the rows like this and do an easy 3-shade eyeshadow look that it goes together. It's a beautiful palette. I love this one. I would never, ever get rid of that one. This one, I didn't end up getting to wear any makeup for Thanksgiving because I had a headache and I didn't feel like putting any on. But I did pack this for Thanksgiving. This is the Kat Von D 10-year anniversary palette. This is another one that I just love. It's one of my babies because I have to be careful with it because I don't want it to break. But it does have some beautiful shades in there. And then, last but not least for this drawer, I have the Kat Von D Saint and Sinner palette. Also really love this one. I love the packaging. It's really pretty, but I always forget, like, opening it and stuff is kind of a pain. But yeah, there's some great shades in this one. I know I did a video on this, and I think I might have done one on her anniversary palette, so check those out. I haven't done videos on every palette I have, but I've done them on a lot of them, so. Okay, this is the metallic drawer. I love metallics. They make me very happy. Okay, this is the Tarte Make Believe in Yourself palette. This was like a while ago. They did that unicorny themed collection. And this does have a highlighter in the middle. But these are very wearable for normal people. I am not a normal people. I will do whatever I want, even if it looks crazy, as far as makeup goes. But this is a very wearable for normal people metallics, and they're just beautiful. I love this. I think that's what really got me. I've always liked metallic eyeshadows, but I think that's what really got me into metallic palettes specifically. So then this is the Urban Decay After Dark palette. I was really excited about when they came out with this one too. I'm usually pretty big on Urban Decays, but again, there's just beautiful shades in there. And I'm like drooling because this is probably one of my favorite drawers. Again, I've got some of the Wet n Wild trios and quads. This is Stop Ruffling My Feathers. I might have a video on this one. And the After Dark one. I don't know. If there's any you're interested in, just search my channel. And there's a possibility that I've done a video. I'm not as consistent as I could be. This is Plaid to the Bone. This is nice, but this middle, like, blue crease shade sucks. We've got the Nights Quad. This is in here because the only shade that I would really reach for this palette for is this silver. So, yeah. This one is Dragon Scales. I know Nights Quad and Dragon Scales. I know I did videos on those. And then this one is Fit for a Queen. I also know I did a video on this one. So this is the Makeup Forever Artist Shadow Palette Volume 2. And this one does have some colorful shades, but if you look on the back, the ones that say ME are metallics, and it's got mostly metallics. There's only 3 shades in here that are not, so it got relegated to this drawer, which is really pretty. I do like that one. I need to pull for those more. I'm always testing stuff, so I never get to pull for stuff. This is an Itsy magnetic palette, and I got it solely for the purpose of getting the Coffee Break with Danny collab set, and that's all that's in here. And they're all metallic, and they're all really pretty. I'm not sure if that's still available or not, but it might be. I have no idea. I'm not a big metallic, not metallic, I love metallics. I'm not a big magnetic palette person, so I didn't have one, so I just got one specifically for that collab, and I considered its own palette type thing, which is probably weird, but whatever. This is the ABH Prism palette. After I fell in love with Subculture, I got this one because I find it to be very complementary, the complement, PLE, not PLI, to Subculture, and there's also a lot of gorgeous metallics in here. I really love this one. I also packed it for Thanksgiving, so this one I love. And then the last one in here is going to be obnoxious to show you. This is the Urban Decay Heavy Metals palette. I think this was last Christmas. I couldn't decide about this one. I'm going to close it now because this is obnoxious. Because I love that it's Urban Decay and it's a metallic palette, and I really wanted it. But I hate the packaging. Like, this slide out thing is annoying. The big mirror in the middle annoys me. I don't know why. Maybe I'm weird, but they do. So I wasn't sure if I wanted to get it, and I finally did, and I think I managed to get it on sale, which made me happier. So that's the metallic drawer. Then we have the neutral drawer, which is going to get a lot more full because there's a lot of stuff I haven't tested that will be living in this drawer. Okay, this is the Old School Comfort Zone palette. Everybody has this, everybody likes it. I'm no different. I do really like this palette. I have the new one, but I haven't tested it yet. Common theme, if you haven't noticed. This is Maybelline's the Burgundy Bar. This came out in another country at first, and it finally came out in the US, and I grabbed it off Amazon. This is really nice. Maybelline shadows aren't the most amazing. They've got nothing on like ABH or Urban Decay. But this is a decent drugstore thing. Honestly, the best drugstore metallics I've seen have been Wet n Wild. Wow, I lost that there. But I do have this one in neutral because the metallics are not the reason I would grab this, and it's mostly a neutral palette. Wet n Wild Heart and Heavy. Wet n Wild Hieroglyphic Heart. Okay, Shannon, remember, you're doing a declutter. Yeah, I don't really declutter. I'm sorry. This is mostly a collection. This one is Flock Party from Wet n Wild. I think I have a video on this, but I'm not totally sure. This is the NYX Femme Fatale Sex Bomb palette. This is nice, and the red shade does have some good pigmentation. It's just, you cover up the red, and it's like really neutral, and I'm sorry, neutral is boring to me, kill me now, whatever, I don't care, but yeah, so that's why it's in here. I've got Maybelline's the Nudes, decent, not great, not terrible, it's just kind of there. This is the MAC Nutcracker Sweet Smoky Eye Compact. I got this in a giveaway, and it's the first MAC shadows I used. Trying to open you. Oh, this may not want to open. Come on, baby. I'm trying, I swear, there we go. They're really nice shadows. I really enjoy it. I really appreciate being able to win it. I don't grab for neutrals a ton, but I do like having them around, obviously. This is a Butter London Pantone Color of the Year palette. I like the packaging a lot. Most of this palette is neutral, which is why it's in here. But the reason I bought it and the reason I grabbed for it is that Color of the Year shade, the greenery. So I think this is going to move to the colorful drawer, but I'm keeping it because that greenery shade is gorgeous. So you're moving to a new home. This is the Sephora Matte Metallic Eyeshadow Palette. But it's very neutral, and metallics aren't in your face metallics, so it lives here. Think I did a video on this, not totally sure. No idea. I got in a kick where I wanted to get all the Sephora holiday palettes one year. The eyeshadow ones, because I really want to try their shades for some reason. So I've still got a few more from that year that I need to test out. This is another one of those, the Sephora, the Romantic eyeshadow palette. That's something I do, by the way. If it doesn't say on the palette what it is, I'll write it on with a little fine tip Sharpie so I don't forget. Excuse me. This is just basic. This would be really good for travel. Honestly, I probably should declutter this because I forget it's here, but while I use my makeup, I'm also a collector, so this is part of that collection that I don't really want to get rid of just yet. Last couple of things for this drawer is another of these Noni creams. This is the Nude and Neutral. Again, these are just buttery, really nice, really good shadows. I really hope they haven't discontinued them, but I don't see them at Walgreens anymore. And then my very first high-end eyeshadow palette that kind of kicked off all of this. My mother-in-law got this for me for Christmas one year. This is my Urban Decay Naked 2. It is banged up and all sorts, but I use the crud out of this. I use this for photo shoots. This is my go-to neutral palette. I packed it for Thanksgiving. I pack it pretty much every time I go out of town. I use it for anything family, for modeling, all sorts of stuff. This is very well loved, very well used. So for me at least, that is one I would thoroughly recommend. Oh, let me get back down here. Last eyeshadow drawer is the other drawer. So I'm going to pull out a few things. Some of these might get rehomed in different drawers and etc. And this is possibly the only drawer, probably the only drawer that I'm decluttering from because I know a couple of things that are going away. Okay, so first we have Wet n Wild Velour Vixen. I like those. This my sister got me. This is the Amuse. I think it's the cranberry palette. It doesn't say on here. These are really perfumed, but it's actually really nice pigmentation. Plus, my sister got it for me, so I'm keeping that. Oh, this is the ShanXO eyeshadow palette and lipstick palette. I want to buy the remix one that has just eyeshadows. But this one, here's the eyeshadows. They are really nice. I don't use the lipsticks. I honestly didn't even test all of the lipsticks. I got through 2 of them and then I was over it. I'm not a lipstick palette person. I'm not a using a lip brush kind of person. I will do it, but mostly for samples. This is another one of those collabs with e.l.f. This is the Jasmine one. I do like this. It's nice. I don't reach for it a lot, but it is really pretty, so I tend to keep it. So that might go eventually, but right now it's staying. This is, oh, sorry. This was the Ulta birthday gift one year. My birthday's in July. This is from NYX. It's their Happy Birthday palette. I don't think you can just buy this, but I was happy to get something like an eyeshadow palette instead of just like a... Dang it! I finally did it, you guys. I finally got my nail in one of them trying to open it one-handed. Poor thing. But I really like this. There's some gorgeous shades in here. I love this. I thoroughly enjoy this. I do need to get some more use out of it, as with everything, but that's what happens when you have a big collection. But yeah, this is great. I don't know why. There was a lot of people that decluttered theirs, and they're like, I just don't use it and everything, but I think it's really nice. I have the Too Faced Totally Cute palette, which I basically bought for Clover and Stormcloud and Bunny Fufu. I vacillated a lot on whether or not I wanted to buy this, and I finally did because I liked those specific shades, excuse me, so much. So this is actually going to move to the colorful drawer. And this one is another, when I was starting out my collection, I was focusing on quantity, not quality or preference. This is the e.l.f. Beauty Journal. There's nothing wrong with this. It is nice, but I never use it, and it takes up a lot of space. So I'm decluttering that. And on that topic, I've also got the e.l.f. Good and Evil palette. This has some nice shades, but same thing. Bought it for the same reason, bought it at the same time. I don't use it. It's getting decluttered. Takes up, I mean, you can see, well, you'll be able to see once I get it put back together. Sorry. These are thick. They take up a lot of space. I'm not into depotting, so I'm just decluttering both of those. And me decluttering eyeshadow palettes is like a big deal. Okay. These are from Hot Topic. I have both of the Supernatural palettes. I'm a big Supernatural fan, so I had to get these. Pretty sure I have videos on these. I know I have a video on the brush set. This is the Monster Guide eyeshadow palette, and I was surprised at the quality. These actually have really good quality. So, I was kind of annoyed because, is it this one? Yeah. This shade should be a Baden, and they had a typo and did abandon, but I'll live. But yeah, this is really pretty. I like it a lot, but I don't like how it takes up a ton of room, but it's okay, it's fine. And then this is the original Supernatural palette. Same with this. Surprising quality. I mean, it's not amazing, but it's a lot better than I expect from Hot Topic. Pretty shades. I mean, plus Supernatural nerd, it's a must-have. Urban Decay Nocturnal Shadow Box. Also really like this one. If you can't tell, I kind of am an Urban Decay nut. I don't get everything just because it's Urban Decay, like the new Elements palette I'm just not interested in. But yeah, this is pretty, this is nice, I enjoy it. Common theme there. And this is the last Noni Cream one, this is the Smoky Smudgy one. Once again, beautiful, buttery, gorgeous shadows. Don't know why people don't talk about these. Last one for this drawer, last eyeshadow palette, is Wet n Wild Mythical Creatures. I know I did a video on this if you're interested. I do them on the quads and trails from the seasonal sets. I try to do them every single one, every single time. I'm doing better with it. So, the last ones I have are the face and highlight drawers. So, IBY Highlight and Contour Palette. I got this in a giveaway. I really like it, except the highlight shades are not highlights on my skin because I'm so pale. So I'll probably use those as like setting powders, but the contours are really nice and I can make them all work. CoverGirl Chocoholic Contour Palette. I do like this. Have a light hand with the contour. And this shimmery shade that looks like you could use it as a highlighter, don't. It's a blush. Don't try to use it as a highlighter. It is way too pink. It looks crazy. But yeah, this is nice, and it's cool that CoverGirl came out with that. And this is the Peach Punch highlighter palette from CoverGirl. Again, this is really nice. It smells nice. The blush is not scary or anything. The contour works for me. Oh, I'm wearing myself out, you guys. I need to eat lunch. Found Beauty Sculpt and Define Contour Palette. The highlighter, again, will probably end up as a setting powder for me because it's matte and it matches my skin tone. But the contours are nice. It's not so amazing that if I finish it, I would need to rebuy it. This one is in light medium. But it's nice. This was passed to me by my aunt. This is Ellen Tracy blush and bronzer. They're both a little shimmery, but they work, and I would rather try to use them up than pass it on. Trying to be better about using stuff. This is the Maybelline Master Contour. The highlight's really natural, but, oh, this is in light to medium. The contour and the blush, the highlight, they're all pretty. This is the Revlon Instant Sculpt Contouring Palette. Again, natural highlight, contours work on me, blush is pretty, would recommend. This is the Wet n Wild Mega Glow Contouring Palette in Dulce de Leche. You have to have a super light hand with the contour side, and this highlight side will probably be a setting powder for me. This Flower Beauty one, I am obsessed with the highlight, and the blush and bronzer are really pretty too. This is the Lift and Sculpt Contouring Palette in light to medium. This is gorgeous. Highly recommend this one. If you're super pale, this L'Oreal Infallible Pro Contour in light. The contour is more of a grayish brown, and it's great for pale people. So highly recommend that. Don't think it needs to take up as much space as it does because this is all empty space. Highlight, again, super natural. Rimmel London, whatever this is called.